Good Monday evening, everybody. Welcome to Racing for a Cause TV. I'm your host, Chris, and with me, as always, Rick Hammond Jr. Here we are, the Throwback K&N Series 1997. We're right in the throes of qualifying. I've got my good buddy, Rick Hammond, as I said. Rick, how you doing tonight, bud?
Well, I knew you were going to ask me, and you know what I'm going to say. It'd be better if I was out on the track, but hey, it's Monday night, man. We made it through the first day of the week. We're here with the K&N Throwbacks. We're at Talladega, Winston 75. I'm excited, brother. How you doing?
Oh, man, I am very, very excited. And how about that video that started us off? What a great job GMR did. You know, we teased it a little bit last week, and now we know what those cars are, and what they are is just absolutely awesome. So proud of that team for doing what they're doing for our heroes, and we're going to get to those cars a little bit later. Each one of them with a separate drive, or excuse me, a separate reason for doing it, which is just awesome. Well, bud, here we are. It's your track, Dega. Let's talk about it.
Can I race it?
No, it's too late now anyway. Just gonna have to say no. Sorry about that.
Nah, Talladega, man, it's one, as you know, as we said it before. Talladega, Daytona, my number one track, so I can't pick just one. They're both equal. I love plate racing. I love these super speedways, man. And it's going to be a good race tonight.
Bug joining us in. Yeah, man. Those are beautiful GMR cars, and I can't wait to see them out on track. Pushing the envelope tonight here at Talladega. It's the Winston 75, brought to you by Racing for a Cause and Racing for a Cause TV. I've got Rick, who's probably biting his steering wheel on his rig, just wishing he was out there on track. But we've also got 32 drivers in server right now. Oh my goodness, 32 drivers, 75 laps. I don't know. That's just insane to me.
Oh, definitely is, Chris. I mean, great showing out here tonight for this track. I mean, everybody loves super speedways. You got to play with the draft. There's going to be a lot of accidents. The big one is going to happen. I don't care how patient and these guys go, but I am so excited, Chris. You know, we got the GMR cars out there with the tribute to the troops. Each one, as you said before, has a name of a special person that is close to the drivers, so that's awesome. We got the number 60 Justin Pinnell out there driving Billy J. Dawes' car, Wheelchair Outdoors. Check him out on Facebook too. We'll throw up some links there for Billy. And man, I am just so excited about this tonight, Chris. There's no better racing for me than plate racing, and especially here at Dega. That
I
was a
hear
nice
you.
car I saw there too.
There's a bunch of them out there tonight. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm busy already. I've got screens. Oh my goodness, I've got screens open all over the place. I'm counting. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 screens open to bring you this broadcast tonight and try and keep up with it. Yikes.
You know, it's great. We got a lot of new drivers here. These guys are getting ready to go. The qualifying is done. You have it up there on the board. Tonight's Racing for a Cause Pole Award. Looks like it's going to Joshua Spalding on the number 9 machine.
That's gonna be awesome, man. I just want this thing to get started. I'm ready. 75 action-packed laps, Talladega. I've got a drink ready to go. I hope you have a drink ready to go, Rick, because I think we're going to be doing some talking tonight.
Now I got about 12 of them sitting here, buddy. Actually, more like 8 because I had a few already getting ready. Man, this is going to be awesome. I want to give a big shout out to all the viewers already. I see 2 thumbs up. We got 17 people watching. Thank you for coming out to Racing for a Cause TV tonight on this Monday night as we bring the Racing for a Cause K&N Throwback Series. These guys are excited about this race.
I am too. I really, really am. In fact, I am so excited. I just want to get the starting grid out there. And it looks like we still have a couple guys out there running. Amazing. Okay, we're done. It looks like we're done now. Well, we're going to get ready to get the action going. I want to throw out a quick reminder. August 3rd and 4th, Racing for a Cause TV, we're going to be bringing you the Dog Days 250. That's super late model, 250 laps, Bristol Motor Speedway under the full moon, and it's going to be for money. Not just money for the winners, but money for their charities. Top three get cash, and their charities also get cash. It's a great thing. Check it out. It's going to be on www.racing4acause.com. Check out the special events. If you haven't already, and you do have an iRacing account, feel free to go ahead and join us. It's $10 to get in. That money gets split between the winner's purse and the charity purse. What a great thing to do, but I'm excited for that.
It's going to be a great race, Chris. I mean, boom, we go from Daytona. We had Daytona, now we're at Talladega, and now we're going to Bristol. My favorite short track on the series. August 3rd and 4th are going to be awesome, man. I cannot wait for the Dog Days 250. That is going to be a fabulous thing. We have a lot of drivers already signed up. There's always room for more. We're going to take the best 30 to race on the 4th under the full moon at Bristol. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. I'm excited. I really am. I can't wait to see that one, and I can't wait to bring all the action out for that race. Billy, you're absolutely welcome. We do whatever we can. We really will. So we're getting ready. I'm sure there's a little meeting going on, Rick. You're more privy to it than I.
Yeah, right now, Patrick Smith is going over a few rules with the drivers. We have some drivers that came out that haven't raced with us for a little while, so he's just going over the rules. He's asking for a lot of respect, a lot of give and take. It's going to be a long race. 75 laps doesn't seem a lot, but here we are. We're at Talladega, 2.66 miles, man. So it is going to be a long race, and these guys are going to have to work together in the draft. I mean, you cannot do this alone. If you try to win or try to race alone, you're just going to lose the draft, and as everybody knows, that's not where you want to be. So we're going to be getting some really good door-to-door. It's going to be fabulous here, Chris.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Our drivers are getting ready to go. This is going to be a good one. I really can't wait. I want to thank again, I know Rick has done it already, but I want to thank all of the viewers out there. I want to thank all of our drivers. We wouldn't be doing half of the stuff that we're doing if it wasn't for you guys and for our drivers. So thank you again. And Rick, I think I want to say pretty soon we're going to start seeing the grid.
I'm just trying to listen to Pat there. So we are going to have one problem here, Chris, tonight that I've already noticed. The number 91 car. It is going to come up as protected member. That is Herman Reynolds, one of our good friends that we both have raced a lot with in the SK Modified series in the official side of iRacing. He joins us tonight. So we're going to have to get that fixed, but that is Herman, just so you know.
Okay, Herman, one protected member in the 91 car. We'll see him out there. It looks like he's actually qualified 7th, so he's definitely going to be out there.
These guys are starting to take the starting grid, Chris. So I'm ready, man. I'm getting wicked excited.
Yeah, right now I'm kind of just waiting for IRTVO to kind of catch up, as it is showing Joshua Spalding as your pole winner, and he is.
Yeah, Joshua Spalding, that number 9 car, is our Racing for a Cause pole award member tonight. So that was great to see. Let me tell you, that number 9, he's strong, man. Every week he's right there, usually in the front. So this is going to be really interesting. But he's got a lot of guys that are behind him that are ready to take over that spot, given any chance.
We're just waiting for him to grid. It looks like Joshua Spalding has not. There we go. There he is, Joshua Spalding. And now we have him. We're going to get ready to go through the grid.
So the grid's going to be a little messed up here, Chris, just because of the certain fact that a lot of members are asking for EOLs.
Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, Rick. We're going to throw it down in the order in which they qualified. We'll have to figure it out after we go green flag racing. We'll have 2.5 miles to kind of get it all straight with it before they cross that start-finish line. And man, oh man. Kendra, we're going to get to that 60. I'm sure he's going to show up.
All right, you let me know when you're ready for the grid, my friend.
All right, bud. As the cars start rolling out, Rick Hammond, take us through the grid.
All right, brother. Well, as we said before, Racing for a Cause Pole Award goes to Joshua Spalding, the number 9 machine, the Austin Bill from Dawsonville throwback. We got Gerald West in the 86, who was kind of running a paint scheme that was close to the one that I was going to have on the track, so it's a good thing I'm up on the booth, but he is second. Andrew Hill in the 77 is third. Chad Meadows in the 3 is fourth. Nikki Zotner in the 93. Nikki Z in the 93 qualified 5th. Stacy Bedard comes back in that 03 machine, qualifies 6th. Brian Beach in the 18 qualified 7th. Dustin German, who asked for an UL, but he qualified 8th. Nelson Hill, a new member for Racing for a Cause. I want to welcome him. The number 67 machine qualified 9th. Steve Baker, 55, qualified 10th. That's the top 10 there, Chris. Steve Baker also asked for an UL. 91, our protected member, Herman Reynolds, qualified 11th. Connor Parisi in the 95, qualified 12th. Dylan Blankenship in the 1 machine, qualified 13th. Daryl Ricketts in the 88, qualified 14th. Justin Pinnell, there's the number 60 car everyone's asking for, qualified 15th. Pat McSwain, that's Pat Smith, the admin series director for this series, and that 75 machine, qualified 16th. Devin Cannon in the 08, qualified 17th. John Stevens in the 09, qualified 18th. Earl Simpson in the 07, qualified 19th. Jeffrey Watson in that 51 machine rounds out the top 20. We have Steve Dickerson in the 26, that qualified 21st. Colton King finally able to race with us. He qualified that 54 machine into 22nd. And we have some more. I just have to scroll down. We got Chase Swafford in the 38, 23rd. Phil Otto in the 66, qualified 24th. Andy Lambert, 25th. Peyton Johnson, there's the man that I'm going to be watching. He's a heck of a racer. That number 85 machine, 26. We're going green. We got Rick Greenaway, Tommy Q, T. Roy Radford, Chris Smithford, Fluffy Garrett, and Dick Greenaway rounds out the field in 32nd place.
Green flag.
Wow, man, that's a lot of cars. You know it's a lot of cars when it takes you that long to get through it. Good job, Rick. And here we go, live. As these cars come up to speed, I want to tell you guys right now, I'm seeing a little problem in the stream, like it's buffering a little bit. Give it some time, it will catch up. A lot of information was hitting it all at once. Just give it a little bit of time.
All right, now that number 85 machine has taken the lead over, but he is going to lose it. It looks like that inside lane is going to be the fast one, Chris. He was kind of left out there. That's the 86 of Gerald West. Losing a little bit of position because that bottom line is looking like it's the fast one.
Pretty typical for that bottom line to be the fast way around the track. Usually the outside line will go, but it seems like you need about 2 extra cars to really kind of get the momentum going. And again, I'm going to apologize for the stream. I'm sure the quality will kick back up here. Just my computer doing a lot of work. It's hot outside. Not that that's any big excuse, but it is hot outside. And that's making my computer work just a little harder than normal.
That outside lane's now starting to catch up, Chris. One thing we didn't talk about tonight is the weather here at Talladega. We're down in Alabama right now. That weather is partly cloudy, 71 degrees. That track temperature is already at 97. We have a caution already.
We have a caution. Did you see who that was by chance?
It looks like we might have had a little blanket there in the back. It looks like Justin Pinnell on that 61 might have got a little loose there.
JP, Justin Pinnell, looking for his name on the list.
Oh, no, I'm mistaken, Chris. It was a car that is kind of, well, from where I was sitting, it was looking like him. It might have been the 34, Tommy Quattlebaum Jr.
Okay, we'll take a peek. Tom's still out on track, so I don't know, maybe it was just a spin. The car looks to be in good shape, that 34. And again, I want to just point out the job that these guys did. GMR Motorsports doing a very awesome job. And, man, that car looks sharp.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost to see what this, it might have been maybe Devin Cannon in the 08. My iRacing, I'm not going to lie, is messing up. It's already giving me the white flag.
Whoa. And as promised, it looks like the quality of the stream is getting better. So just give it a bit and it will come. It should even get a little bit better than it was. I think too many devices in the house.
Okay, now that I had a chance to figure out what was going on, it was the 54. Some of these guys, their numbers are a little bit different on their cars, so it's kind of hard to read there from way back, but it looks like it was the 54 Leukemia Society and Lymphoma Society there of Colton King had the issue, Chris, so that was the 54.
Okay, Colton King with a little bit of an issue. Cars running at pace speed around this 2.5 mile track.
Now, one thing that a lot of our viewers are probably kind of wondering is there a fast repair tonight? We do run one fast repair on the super speedways, just because we know that a chance of something happening and ruining somebody's night early is that. I'm not sure if Colton King realized that. It was gone over really quickly in a driver's meeting, but one of the rules is if your car's disabled on the track, it's best to tow. So I believe that's what's going on right now, and he may have forgot to click that fast repair, Chris.
Rick, I've got Joshua Spaulding, who was our race leader, our pole sitter, right now showing up to me in 20th position with a 0 speed in pit road. Any idea what happened there? You didn't happen to catch that, did you?
No, I'm showing him in 21st position right now, the 09 or the number 9 car.
Okay.
And he is running. I'm not exactly sure. It's going to be hard for us to really kind of keep up tonight. There is a lot of cars here. It is a big field. I'm kind of split watching the middle and doing the best we can, but I'm not sure exactly what happened there, Chris. He is back out on the track right now, showing in 21st position. The car doesn't look to be damaged, so I'm not totally sure what might have happened there.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye open for him. Our pole award winner. I'm not sure what happened, but no longer the leader.
I honestly think he might have lost all those spots in pit road, Chris, because I'm showing him going down the pit road and taking some tires, so I'm not exactly sure. The screen is blinking, so I'm not sure if it's me or the drivers that are having issues again with the servers tonight.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on it. As the 86 Gerald West, your leader, Chad Meadows in the 3 car, he's second place on the outside. Beautiful looking car there. Andrew Hill in the Folgers 77 on the second row inside, and Connor Parisi in the 95 outside of the second row. And Nicky Z in the 93. Well, let's find out if he's on the inside. It's so tough. This track is so big. It really is. Let's see. Yes, Nicky Z in the 93 going to be rounding out your top 5. On his outside, Pat McSwain, Patrick Smith in that 75 Carlisle Vans. Beautiful looking car there too. As we get ready to go back to green flag action. Pace car is off, and it is up to the 86 car, Gerald West, when we get going, and it looks like he's putting the hammer down.
Green flag, green flag.
We're watching come up to speed. It takes a little while to get up to speed in these cars. Definitely geared for a 2.5 mile track. So you see a speed still increasing, going through 1 and 2.
Seems like everybody's gunning for that inside line right now, Chris. There are a few guys that are running the outside, but right now it's 3 cars against the whole train. It's going to be kind of hard to really keep that pack once that momentum starts pulling on that inside line. But it looks like they're going to get some help there. Further back, some guys are starting to fan out going on the outside.
And most notably right now, you see him back there hopping up into that top line, the 60 car. Justin Pinnell works his way up to the top 10 in that 60. He's on the outside trying to make ground. Down low, up front, Gerald West in the 86 still pacing the car with the 77. Andrew Hill pushing. These cars finally up to speed, 195 miles an hour through the corner. 196 coming out. Definitely moving. They should be touching 200, 201 down the straightaways. And you see the outside line starting to jumble just a little bit. They finally come back into line. That 95 car, Connor Parisi, just a little bit on the outside, may have actually cost the 3 car a little bit of momentum, as the 86 still able to maintain the lead through the tunnel.
I'm watching back here, watching the 85 of Peyton Johnson, Chris. He was on the outside lane. He sneaks down in front of Andy Lambert, trying to get that bottom line to, or trying to get everybody to get down to that bottom line so they can catch up to that lead pack, because right now they have one heck of an interval in between these 2 packs of cars right now. And these guys can definitely do it if they just race smart. They race calm, they get in line with each other. Andy Lambert now moves up as they're going on the outside to pass the 2 cars, the 38 of Chase Swafford and the 66 of Phil Otto. They're going to be able to definitely make some ground on those 2 cars since these 3 cars are working together. That's how the draft works here.
Yeah, you definitely want to find somebody and just hook up bumpers with them and just help them to help you get back to the front. This might be tactics, though. They may be trying to stay away from that main group. You know there's going to be a big one. And these cars are looking good tonight. We've completed 9 of 75. 9 laps of 75 here at the Whiston 75 from Racing for a Cause. Throwback to 1997. Man, this race is everything we thought it was going to be so far.
These guys are definitely doing a good job. The backpack's really starting to work that inside line now, Chris. They're falling in board. You got Chase Swafford there in the 38. You got Peyton Johnson, the 85 of Ovarian Cancer. Runs that for his mom. That is a beautiful paint job. I love those colors. He was working with Chase there for a little bit. Not sure if the car's starting to overheat because he jumps up into that second lane just to try to get some fresh air. We'll see which way Andy Lambert in that 35 machine goes. But we also have the number 07 coming up to help the 85. I know those guys are teammates, so it's going to be interesting to see.
And speaking of teammates, I want to throw this out to you. It looks like, I want to make sure I get this right. It looks like all 4 cars from GMR are off track right now. Something happened bigger than we showed.
I'm showing Jason Fluffy Garrett in the 73 is working with Chris Metford, T. Roy Radford, and Tom Quattlebaum Jr.
I'm sorry, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
Yep, what happened, IR TVO was not updating. There they are right there. Fluffy Garrett, Chris Metford.
They're all running together. It looks beautiful.
Yep. Good looking set of cars right there. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't tell you who these guys were driving for. So let's start. In reverse order of running order, we've got Rick Greenaway in that 24 car. He's running 31st right now. Rick Greenaway is running for Corporal John Dawson, who is his cousin. We work our way up. Let me see. Looks like next up would be, in reverse order, the 34 car. That's Tom Quattlebaum Jr. And Tom is running for his whole unit that he served with in the Marines. Tom is running for the HMLA 773. I'm going to assume that's Detroit.
Detachment.
Oh, detachment. Thank you very much. See? There's me and my non-good use of military terms. Let's see. Next item up for bid. We got T. Roy Radford in the 94. Troy is actually running for Michael Blackie, who is his pastor and friend. Chris Mefford running that 44 car. And Chris is actually running for William Mefford, his father, which is awesome. And then we're going to round off those GMR cars with Jason Fluffy Garrett. Jason is running for Staff Sergeant Dan Garrett, who was his grandfather. So again, I just want to point out what a great thing those guys over at GMR are doing. It's just awesome.
No, it definitely is, Chris. I mean, here we are. We're racing for a cause. There's a lot of different causes out there. Everybody instantly thinks of diseases, but these guys are racing for one cause that's very near and dear to my heart. I mean, I have many of them, obviously, but the troops, they're number one. You know, they're our heroes. They're doing all kinds of crazy things and, you know, fighting for our freedom. So it's fabulous to see these cars. It's fabulous to see these guys actually running for people that are close to them, their service brothers and sisters. So it's just amazing to see. Whoever painted those cars, I believe it was Medford, did a beautiful job on them, Chris. That has to be one of my definitely top 4 paint jobs that I've seen. They're just beautiful.
Yeah, Chris Medford did paint them, and he did a wonderful job. Here we are towards the front of the pack, and you see him running 2, trying 3 wide, and outside there you saw him, the 60 car. Justin Pinnell pushing the envelope in that 60 car right now, running 9th.
It's kind of hard. We did have a lead change while we were going looking at those beautiful cars that Chris Medford and the GMR guys are running, Chris. Right now, Chad Meadows in the number 3 tracker machine is showing as the race leader, but there's Nicky Z in the 93. We got Andrew Hill right behind him, pushing him right up into the lead now. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see lead changes all night tonight.
Bill, you got that right, bud. God bless the troops. Sometimes the action
just came over the radio, Chris. He's trying to get these guys in the back to actually work together. This boy knows what he's doing when he's out here racing. He's a very good racer. I love watching him. I'm glad he's a part of our family here at Racing for a Cause. But he's just trying to get everybody in line there. And I agree with that. I mean, they fell way behind the lead pack, and they got some work to make. They can definitely catch up if they all work together. But right now, they're just kind of bouncing around to try to figure out where they want to run.
Man, that front pack, they're 2 by 2. So if they could get into a line.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
Caution.
There you go. Get ready with that brake lead and stuff, guys. Your blower.
Try and see if we can find it.
It looks like it started with the 07 and the 03 car, Chris.
Yeah, I agree with you. There we are, the 07 car. That's Earl Simpson. We'll take a peek at it. As I was about to say, sometimes the action on the track can speak better than me, so we're just going to let it roll here. You saw it right there. The 03 had a little bit of a run, kind of got up into the outside, and that was end of story right there. As we've got our Alabama barbecue going on.
Yeah, we do have a barbecue out there, the 03 of Stacy Bedard, Chris.
Yeah, the 03 took a wild ride. He was upside down and rolling. Right now, Chad Meadows in the 03 still being scored as your race leader. Right behind him, Gerald West, Brian Beach third, and Nicky Z in the 93 fourth. Dylan Blankenship fifth. So lap 17 of 75, I'm thinking pit stops are coming. And you see the 3 not even hesitating. In he comes. So we're in the middle of pit stops. Fresh tires and a fresh tank of Sunoco fuel.
So it's quite unfortunate, Chris, but it looks like the 08 of Devin Cannon is out of the race. He was 1 lap down. He was the first car a lap down. Mechanical damage way too far, so he's packing up his car heading to the hauler.
It's too bad. Devin Cannon in the 08 putting it in the hauler, calling it a night. Cars coming off pit road and back onto the racing surface. So we'll see what kind of shuffle we have after the pit stops. It looks like the 86 car, Gerald West, is going to be our race leader. That's the Wheaties Goodwrench Chevrolet. Connor Parisi right now being scored second. Chad Meadows third. Brian Beach in that 18 car running fourth. Nicky Z, he's running in fifth. Andrew Hill sixth. Patrick Smith in the 75 car running seventh. John Stevens in the 09 eighth. Dylan Blankenship ninth. Jeff Watson running 10th. JP after pit stops comes out 11th. We got Herman in the 91, running that yellow and pink Fanatec edition, running 12th. Nelson Hill is going to be running in the 67 car, in 13th position. Phil Otto, our Aussie, in the Big K. The Aussie's running 14th right now. Peyton Johnson 15th. Chase Swafford 16th. Jason Garrett 17th. Andy Lambert in the 35 car, running 18th. Troy Radford running 19th in his familiar 94 with a new paint scheme. Chris Mefford, responsible for that paint scheme, his 44 is running 20th right now. Dustin German, that familiar Haviline car, he's running 21st. He's not out yet. Steve Baker, 55 car, he's running 21st. Tommy Q running the 34. He's running 22nd right now. 21st right now. Daryl Ricketts. And man, what a ride. Yeah, sorry to hear that, bud. For what it's worth, it was a pretty darn good looking accident. I know that doesn't mean anything, but it was exciting.
I just can't get over the fact of how good that 86 of Gerald West car looked, Chris. We all know whose paint scheme that is. That comes back from 1997. Dale Earnhardt, Wheaties car. He was the king at this track, let me tell you.
Yeah, he sure was. It's good to see him out there. Good to see that paint scheme out there. It's good to see all these paint schemes, man. It's awesome to see this many drivers out there enjoying iRacing, enjoying racing for a cause. That's awesome. So JP, a little bit of work to do. Justin working from 11th on this restart. And he's got a whole bunch of names in front of him. From what I understand, he's trying to finish 5th or better with that current paint scheme before he'll change it again. He's doing that for his buddy Billy Daw. Billy right there in chat with us tonight. And there it is. I think he did a very good job on this K&N car, just like he did with the late model. Looks like JP might be in contention for a Painter of the Year award.
I already told JP that, Chris. You know, a while back he came to me asking for tips in painting a car, and you know, it's just amazing to see how much he has grown. He did a fantastic job. That would definitely be a paint that I would be very proud to run. JP is the man. He is doing a great job with his painting, and he has a heck of a cause on that car, Chris. It is just beautiful. I'm glad to have Billy out here in chat tonight, Billy. Again, we said before, God bless you, bud. Thanks for coming out. We really appreciate the support that you're giving us here.
Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back. Green flag racing around this 2.5 miler. 201, 202 miles per hour. Man, buckle up. We're far from done on this one. Lap 20 at 75. 55 laps to go. 54 when we cross the start finish line.
We really only have 3 cars right now, Chris, that are not on the lead lap. That first one would be Colton King in the 54 machine, Earl Simpson in the 07, and Rick Greenaway in the 24. Looks like Stacy Bedard also packed up that 03 car, put it in the hauler, and he's heading back home, getting ready for next week.
Plenty of time to get ready for next week. We got to finish this one here tonight first. Gerald West in that 86 car getting ready to kick this thing up again. Man, look at that line of cars. That is awesome. Connor Parisi with a very nice restart. You see the 3 car helping Gerald West. Chad Meadows just giving a big push. Big enough for the 18 to slide down. Brian Beach slides down. Connor Parisi all by himself. In the 86, down into the grass. The 86 in the grass. So far, keeping it straight. But boy, he's going to lose some position. The 86 doing a really nice job holding that car together. Down the backstretch. And it looks like he's going to be able to get right back in the line. He's going to lose a ton of positions, but not going to wreck the car. Great job by him. Chad Meadows. Look at this. 3 wide up front.
You know, that was really unfortunate there for Gerald West in the 86, but we know that it's not done yet. We have another car that is shooting off into the inside wall there, Chris, doing a barrel roll.
That's the 1 car. The 1 car, Dylan Blankenship, going for a ride. And that car is stalled. I don't know if he's able to continue or not. We'll watch him for just a second. Looks like he's down below the racing surface. If it's not moving, they might have to throw a yellow, but it is not running. That 1 car is dead.
One thing that I do kind of like that iRacing has done, if an accident happens that is not on the racing surface, Chris, they actually will not throw the yellow. So some people might say that that's a bad thing. Others, you know, for me personally, I think it's kind of good. It would kind of be unfortunate to have a yellow here right now while these guys are trying to run. They just get up to speed, trying to figure out what they're going to do. It is unfortunate for that driver, number 1, of Dylan Blankenship. Hopefully he still has his fast repair. Dylan, if you're listening, make sure you have that checked before you take your tow, bud. And you'll be able to get back out there. JP has moved up a few spots there, Billy. He is currently running 8th right now on that outside line. He's giving a little push there to 75, Pat McSwain Smith. And he's got a good guy right behind him to be working with. That would be the 77 of Andrew Hill right now. So let's just see if these cars on the outside can do anything for these cars on the inside. Jason Perry, there he is, buddy. He right now is sitting in 8th place, my friend.
I'll do you one better as it's shifting back and forth. Currently 7th in that 60 car. Unfortunately, though, the outside line has not seemed to be able to produce the speed as the inside line. Maybe with 4 of them. Maybe. If they can just keep in line, I think they might be able to do something with that inside line. Four cars on the inside, 4 cars on the outside. Looks like 4 more on the inside, 2 more on the outside, and they are just throw a blanket over them. They're that close right now.
Looks like Dylan Blankenship might be having a little bit of mechanical failure there, Chris, as he receives a throughput fall level that's unacceptable. So he was kicked from the server. He did state right before he was able to, before he got kicked, that his screen went totally black. So it looks like the internet gods are not shining down on him tonight.
Dylan Blankenship, bad valve in that computer, unable to keep it going.
JP in that 60 machine, we've been talking about him all night, and I don't want to give him the commentator curse, Chris, but right now he is sitting right now in 6th position. He is working really hard there. He is the 3rd car on that outside lane. If these guys can just button it up a little bit, they're definitely going to be putting a hurting on that bottom line.
The bottom lane separating a little bit, 1 and 2. Got a little space between the 2 cars behind. That closes up right there. Nicky Z in the 93 doing a good job. Now pushing the 18 car. The top line, I think, is more organized. We'll see if it benefits everybody.
Now we did a little test here last night, Chris, in the trucks. That would be the C-Class trucks, to get a little bit of footage for an upcoming series that we're going to be holding here in Racing for a Cause. And I can tell you that outside line, these guys are doing it right. They're not right up against the wall, what I like to call the Kyle Larson effect. They are down one lane, but if you get too close to that wall, these cars do get a little bit upset, and it's very, very easy. As you can see up there, Phil Otto in the 66 machine just had a little brushing with the wall. He didn't quite touch it. You could put a paper plate maybe in between him and the wall, but that is definitely not where he wanted to be as he came back down into the normal racing surface.
Yeah, and you see it, the top line becomes a little less cohesive, and the bottom line starts pulling ahead again. So they need to form up, stay kind of bumper to bumper, stay off from each other in the corners, try not to wiggle that steering wheel, and that top line is able to gain ground. So it's going to be very interesting for the rest of this race just to kind of watch them and see which line is going to end up prevailing.
These guys are doing a fabulous job, Chris, as we're on lap 27, working on 28 right now. As they're coming down the backstretch around the pit entrance, they're going to be coming through that little bit of tri-oval. Crossing that line again right now, Justin Pinnell in that 6 machine sitting at 7th. Connor Parisi is, oh, nope, sorry, Justin Pinnell just moved up to 5th place. Brian Beach in the 18th is 4th. Patrick Smith in that 75 machine is 3rd. Jeffrey Gio? I'm not sure. We're going to find out what we want to call him. I'm going to call him Gio for now on. Gio Watson in that 51 machine sitting in 2nd. Chad Meadows in that number 3. The iconic number 3, Chris, is leading this race right now.
Yeah, Jeff Watson in the 51 doing a good job on the outside, trying to lead that outside line out front. But the 3 car, Chad Meadows, having nothing of it. The 3, the 18 and the 93 working very well together. Connor Parisi right behind him, trying to make it 4 cars on the bottom. We've got 4 cars on top. We're going to see it right now. Which line will move?
It's kind of interesting, Chris. I'm sitting here back here in 14th place, 13th place, watching Phil Otto in the 66 machine and Peyton Johnson in the 85. They are the last cars on this little pack that we have going on here. We have a pack that must be further back there. Looking at Gerald West in the 15th, Steve Baker, which is surprising, seeing the 55 machine in 16th place. All it's going to take is a caution. The Titan will be back up again. But these guys are definitely going crazy. It looks like the 51 had a little bit of a brush with the wall, Chris. He is going to be dropping back to this backpack, which is unfortunate to see, but there's plenty of time to make it up.
Yeah, the 51 car hit the wall, and that really upsets the top line. As you see right now, they're running 3 wide. Pat Smith, JP, and the 77 of Hill on the outside, and they're shuffling back. That's not the way they want to do it, but they didn't have a choice. You got that car in the wall, and he did a great job staying very close to the wall, letting everybody get around. Very, very good job by that 51 car, Jeff Watson, to kind of keep out of trouble and keep everybody outside of trouble. But it did upset the running order of that top lane. And you see it's changing. Pat Smith gets in the wall. Peyton Johnson gets in the wall. That could be a big one.
Ooh, Phil Otto in that 66 machine got a little bit of tap there from Peyton Johnson, which I know wasn't intentional. It did upset the 66 car just a little bit to get him to go down. They're going to lose a little bit of time, but man, Phil Otto just had a wicked save, Chris, and the caution is out right now.
Caution's out. Looks like that was the, oh boy, that was a big one.
Looks like it might be the 09 car, Chris, John Stevens, the Hobby Lobby machine.
John Stevens, let's take a peek. We're watching the 09 running up front. Right now, in the replay, he's actually running 3rd or 4th, depending on where you look. Oh boy. Ooh. Ugly, ugly crash. Lots of cars involved. All those JP fans out there, I don't believe he got touched. But let's take a peek closer in. Yeah, JP's car looks clean. He was able to get through it.
Yeah, I don't think JP had an issue at all, Chris. There's not even a scratch on that 60 machine, which is good because it's a beautiful paint job. Right now, he is sitting in 7th place.
And the leader's coming down pit road again, so Chad Meadows leading them down pit road. We'll take pit stop number 2 on the day.
JP is going to be the man of the hour right now. He is staying out, Chris. He has surpassed the start-finish line. He is catching up to the pace car sitting in first place now. Not sure exactly if he's thinking that he is going to go with these guys with new tires and a full load of fuel, but I think he might just be out there just to reclaim a lap. As most of us know, and the 27 people that are watching, I want to say thank you for coming out this Monday night to Racing for a Cause TV. Now 25 people to support us. We really appreciate all the support that you guys give us. If you haven't yet, give us a thumbs up. If there's something wrong with the stream, give us a thumbs down. Let us know in the comments what's going on. And if you haven't yet, please hit that red subscribe button, as that really helps us out. But JP decided not to go into the pits right now. He qualified 15th. Right now, he is our race leader.
60 car, only one car in front of him. It's the pace car. He gets to look at the lights and try and decide what he wants to do. Does he want to stay out and try and run with the old leaders who now have tires, or does he want to come in and take that pit stop? It's interesting to see the 26 car, Steve Dickerson. Steve in that 26 has not taken a pit yet. Behind him, though, running third in that 3 car, Chad Meadows, the 77, running 4th. That's Andrew Hill. Brian Beach in the 18 running 5th. Nelson Hill 6th. Nicky Z, he's back to 7th place in the 93 car. The 38 car, Chase Swafford. And Pat McSwain and Jeff Watson. There is your top 10. '26 car comes down pit road for service. JP decides to stay out. Oh, this is going to get good. Lap 32 of 75. It's the Winston 75, brought to you by Racing for a Cause and Racing for a Cause TV down here in Alabama tonight. And the weather is warm.
Corbin Wilson, thanks for coming out. But right now, Earl Simpson in that 07 machine is sitting in 25th position, 1 lap down. He's just coming into the pits now to get 4 new tires and a tank full of Sunoco racing fuel. But right now, he is sitting in that 25th position, 1 lap down. Now, you're right, Mr. Perry. I'm glad to see you out here tonight, too, buddy. We miss you. We hope everything's doing well, but you're right. Sometimes you got to gamble, but the gambler did say, son, you need to know when to fold them. You need to know when to hold them. So we're going to see what JP can do to hold them right now. It's going to get interesting. We got a lot of guys out here that are on fresh tires, and fresh tires is what you want. But if JP can stay in the draft and get guys working with him, he's going to get plenty of speed. He's just got to be careful not to go below that yellow line, because that is one thing that happens here. Is you get down on that apron just a little bit, you're going to go for a ride. So it's definitely good to see. I'm glad to see that we're going to see you in South Boston also, bud. And Laura, yeah, he did wreck a little bit early, but let me tell you, your boy, he's making us proud. I'm glad that you're out here also, my dear. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Laura out there in the audience cheering on her boy, the 85 car, Peyton Johnson. There it is right there. Great looking car, ovarian cancer awareness, man. So some of these cars that have been hanging back, the likes of Steve Baker and Dustin German, I wonder if it's time to go now. It'll be interesting to see it.
It definitely will be, Chris. I mean, we're getting close to that halfway point if we haven't even passed it yet. But, you know, holding back sometime is good, especially on a super speedway, as long as you're good enough to have a little bit of crash avoidance skill. You're able to get around any issues that happen in front of you, but you can't hang back there long. I mean, you know, we've seen it in real life, and I've seen it in iRacing, where you can go from last to first in just a few laps. But it does take a few laps, and you got to remember that you have a lot of drivers that are going to try to hold you back there because they want to take your position away. So It's going to be interesting.
JP, probably thinking a bit wiser of the situation, brings a 60 car down into pit road for service and back out on track now. So JP is going to be restarting this one in, oh, what position is he in now?
I'm showing him in 21st right now, Chris.
21st position, yep. That brings Chad Meadows in the 3 car back up front. Andrew Hill going to be starting on the outside. Brian Beach, second row inside. Nelson Hill in the 67 car going to be starting outside, second row. Chase Swafford starting 5th. Fat Pat McSwain going to be starting 6th. Jeff Watson 7th. Gerald West 8th. T. Roy Radford starting to make his come along 9th. Jason Fluffy Garrett 10th. Tom Quattlebaum Jr. 11th. Chris Mefford 12th. So the guys at GMR may be looking to make a run. Crew chief said pit. Took her a minute to decide, JP says. Well, listen, she is the boss. You have to listen. You see the 86 car peeled off. Looks like he was coming down pit road. As they're getting ready to go back green, he might be starting to think about fuel strategy. Pace car lights are off. The 24 car coming around to pick a lap back up. That's Rick Greenaway. Bringing that 24 machine around the field, trying to get his lap back. I believe that'll leave him still just 1 lap down. Rick Greenaway having a good night. Rick Greenaway feeling pretty good about his car. We're going to see how he finishes tonight. That 24 still a lap down, but plenty of time to make that back up. And again, it looks like the GMR guy is deciding it's time to go forward. Your leader, Chad Meadows in the 3, looking to keep that lead as we get ready to restart. Pace car is getting ready to hit pit road. Lap looks like 19 on the lead lap, Corbin. 19 cars on the lead lap. We've got a bunch that are only 1 lap down, so depending on how the rest of this race goes, you never know, it could come back. Beautiful, beautiful restart. Cars 2x2 as they go into 1. You see a little bit of an edge on that 77 car. Andrew Hill starts losing it a little bit as they round into the corner. The 3 car, Chad Meadows, comes out of that corner the leader. 2x2, front 4. The rest of the car is trying to figure out a line that they want to run and who they want to run with. You can see it kind of happening right now. A couple of GMR guys getting bumper to bumper. They feel comfortable racing around each other. It looks like all 4 of them up top there, they're getting ready to run together, which could be dangerous for the rest of the field. 4 teammates right in a row. The 73 leading the way, Troy Radford 94, Tommy Q 10th, Chris Mefford in the 44 11th. All 4 cars on the bottom line. In with 3 car goes around. 3 car goes around, and everybody's practicing avoidance. The 3 car took a big whoop. We still going here.
You happen to get a look at your temp clear on track right after that caution fell?
Chad Meadows. Let's take a pic. Chad Meadows was your leader when that one came out. So he had Brian Beach right behind him. They actually had pushed right out to... Brian Beach was clear. Looks like the 77 was starting to come back around. Oh, I hate to say it, but I know what that looks like. The 3 car actually didn't get touched. He got spun, but he didn't get touched. So he's going to be able to rejoin the field. Looks like the 95 car, Connor Parisi, took a little bit of a spin as well in that. And that changes everything.
See that happen to Connor Parisi, Chris, in that 95 machine. But let me tell you, all these drivers, even Connor, did a great job on trying to stay away from the 3. They opened up the track for him, let him do what he was going to do, and everybody did a great job. But it looks like it might have been a little bit of net code there.
See, the car is trying to catch back up to the pace car. We're under the caution again. Lap 38 of 75.
And we have yet another new leader in the number 77, Andrew Hill, the Clam Chowder Racing crew up front. Looks like a lot of these drivers, Chris, are thinking about going down pit road as Andrew Hill looks to do it, but no, he stayed outside that commitment lane. I'm not sure if anybody in the front row there decided to do what they had to do, but we do have a few guys that are heading down pit road right now, but they're just going to be cruising around here. We just had a caution, so I don't expect too many. Maybe the backpack will go down into pit road for some new tires to see if they can catch up to the leaders, but right now we are under caution here down in Talladega. This is Racing for a Cause TV hosting the Racing for a Cause K&N Throwback Series at the Talladega Winston 75 tonight. Let's talk about what we got coming up here. So tonight we're here, Wednesday night at the Late Model Series. Is going to be heading to South Boston for a night race. 150 laps under the lights, 60 miles on that short track. We only have a few more weeks in the season. This is going to be week number 9, so it's going to be interesting to see what happened there. Last week down at Langley, I missed it, but it looks like Ryan Nolan won the 150 lapper there, so it's going to be real interesting. We also have the TRRL coming up here Friday night. We got another super speedway, folks. We're going to be here Friday night at around 9 p.m. Eastern time with the Thunder Road Racing League. They're going to be taking on Daytona, so that's going to be another good race. And next week here for the K&N Throwback Series, we're going to be heading to Charlotte for a night race. It's going to be the Coca-Cola 150, which that's going to be really exciting. 150 laps under the lights at Charlotte. So we have some really good, basically super speedway racing here. It's going to be real interesting. We have a lot of great things coming up here for Racing for a Cause. As Chris said earlier in the broadcast, we have the Dog Days 250. That's going to be our first charity racing event that we're going to be holding. August 3rd is going to be qualifying. August 4th, 250 laps under the full moon, Bristol night. That's going to be a great time with those super late models. We have a lot of drivers who are already signed up. We have corporate sponsors that have paid in, so that way we're able to give positions 1 through 3rd a little bit of cash payout, and also some cash to some great charities of their choice. So that's going to be really interesting. We also have a special guest, hopefully up here in the booth. It's going to be Trevor Cameron from the iRacing Today radio show, and Chad Dalton, his basically co-host, is going to be racing in this event. He already showed a little bit of a sneak peek of his paint scheme there on Twitter. I can't wait to see that car out on the track. And also, Racing for a Cause. It's our 1-year anniversary coming up, Chris. October 5th is going to be our 1 year, and October 7th we are going to host a special race. It's going to be a Saturday. It's going to be the first annual Racing for a Cause Daytona 500, so I'm looking forward to that also. Stay tuned for more info. We haven't yet picked the car that we're going to race, but it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, the Daytona 500, and I promise you one thing right now, that race will not be broadcasted, as Junior and myself will both be racing in that one. So that one will not be broadcasted. If you want to see it, there's only one way. That's to come on in and join the race. And we definitely invite you into that. It's going to be fun.
Oh, it definitely is, Chris. I mean, looking back almost a year ago, we started this league with 9 drivers. Was our first race in the late model series, which was the only series that we ran at that time. And here we are tonight. We're at almost a year, not quite, but we're getting there. A couple more months, and we're there. And tonight we have a full field. So that is just exciting to see where we came. I want to congratulate you, buddy. It's been a fun ride, and we look forward to doing a lot more as the years go by.
Yeah, Racing for a Cause kind of taken off on its own, and it's great to watch it kind of just run. It's awesome. I really appreciate the drivers. I appreciate the fans of our drivers. And that's why, with all those Team 60s out there, we got hashtag Team 60 going on. That's why we bring you the shots that we bring you. It's for you guys, the fans. And speaking of Team 60, there he is, running 8th in that 60 car. JP, listening in on the broadcast. JP, let's bring that 60 car home tonight, bud, okay? Up front, though, the Folgers car of 77 of Andrew Hill on his outside in the 67. Nelson Hill running third place, in the 18 car, Brian Beach. And the 51 of Jeff Watson is going to be running fourth. Chase Swafford rounds out your top 5 as we get set to go back green flag action.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be restarting the race there, Chris, on lap 42. So we are getting close to the end of that 75 lap. It's going to get real interesting. These guys are doing a heck of a job putting on one heck of a show. You know, I do wish that I was out there racing with them, but let me tell you, I am glad I'm up here in the booth with you here at beautiful Talladega. We're down in Alabama tonight, buddy, having a good time.
Yeah, we see some cars at the tail end trying to catch back up with the group. They'll be able to rejoin before we go back green flag racing, which is good. Man, strap it on. It's going to be a good one right now. Lots of cars that haven't made it in the top 10 yet that I expect to at least poke their head in and say hello. You got Andrew Lambert on the outside. All of the GMR cars looking to take a peek. Jason Garrett right now is the only GMR car that's inside the top 10, running 9th. Tom Quattlebaum Jr. would be next. He's running 11th. So they are trying to put the charge on right now. Well, Herman in the 91, Mr. Protected Member himself, he is running top 10, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's really good, Chris, to see all these new names out here. We are just growing week to week as that green flag drops right now. Andrew Hill and that Folgers. Number 77 is looking on the inside. He is just staying there. He's got some help by the 18th car, Brian Beach, that outside lane, the 67 of Nelson Hill. He wasn't able to get much help there, so he's falling back a little bit, losing a few spaces, but these guys are doing a good job here as the 18 and 77 start pulling away from the field.
Pretty awesome race so far. 10 lead changes in 42 laps, 4 cautions for 11 flags. Really, actually very clean racing going on. And you see them trying to form their lines again. Who are we going to work with and how can we get to the front? So far that inside line has been very dominant. And just as I say that, the 51, Jeff Watson, scoots out to the outside, trying to be the first car on the outside lane. Somebody's going to figure it out, that outside lane can move. It just has to be organized. And right now they've got 4 cars out there trying to do just that.
What I'm really happy to see, Chris, is somebody who started qualified 26. He is now in 5th place. Peyton Johnson, that number 85 machine. He got it figured out, Chris. He's sitting on that inside lane. He's trying to catch up to Chase Swafford on that number 38 to give a little bit of help. He's got the 91 of Herman Reynolds, the protected member here at Racing for a Cause. That will be fixed next week, I promise, folks. And these guys are definitely figuring it out. So it's good to see that Peyton was able to work his way up from the back. He's up to the front where I do believe he belongs. So it's going to be real interesting.
Caution's out. Caution is out. And it looks like Josh Spalding and that 9 car may have had something to do with it. Let's see if we can figure it out. Come on.
Yeah, that awesome Bill from Dawsonville throwback scheme definitely has some donuts on the door, Chris. His left and right side are messed up there in the front. So we'll see what happens. It looks like Steve Dickerson also has called it quits for the night. He's bringing his car back to the garage, that 26 machine. He's 11 laps down, sitting in 27th place right now.
Well, I can't tell you exactly what happened to Josh Spalding, but we did just click on him. and hit that replay, and he wasn't there, and he wasn't there for a long time, and that could just mean that he blinked out, and when he came back in, there was somebody already there, and you can see the tire marks and the heavy, heavy damage to the left side of that car, not to mention heavy damage to the right front. So that car is definitely beat up. It's going to have trouble getting up to speed unless he's got a quick repair. It might be game over for him in that 9 car.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate, Chris. Right now he is sitting in 22nd position according to my scoreboard. That is our Racing for a Cause pole winner right there. That just proves the show. It doesn't matter really where you qualify here on a super speedway. You can always move up and you can always move back. That is unfortunate, but I think his night might be done. We'll see what happens here as they're coming around to pit road entrance. It looks like he is going to be going down, possibly. Yes. We have a lot of cars that are going in for some service. Chris getting 4 new tires from Sunoco Racing Fuel.
And why wouldn't you at this point? I mean, we're at lap 45 of 75. That means we're going to have 30 laps, and probably like 28 by the time we go green flag racing again. 28 laps, 48. It's going to be over 50 miles left. So, fuel, tires, why not?
Well, I'm watching the number 9 car as he comes into pits here, Chris. He is getting 4 new tires. We'll see if he sits there for a little while longer, see what happens there. It's not looking like he had his fast repair, Chris. That car is a little bit damaged here. That's going to be real interesting to see if it can actually even stay up with the pack.
Yeah, Racing for a Cause does not have a minimum speed, so every point counts. It would do him well to get back out on track just to put some more laps down. You never know what's going to happen later on in this race. Right now, though, lap 45 of 75, well past halfway, and we're getting set, I think, after this time around to go 2x2 and get this race started again.
Another gentleman that had a little bit of issue there earlier on the race, Chris, Chad Meadows in the number 3 car. He was leading when a little bit of netcode issue, I'm guessing, happened to him and he was spun out. He's coming out in 21st position. That car looks like it's nice and clean, so it looks like he was able to save that fast repair and he might be able to do something. Right now we have 23 cars on a lead lap. The first car lead lap down is the number 24, Rick Greenaway, who is sitting in 24th position. 25th, Nicky Zotter Zotner in that 93. Nicky Z in the 93, he's a lap down, sitting in 25th. Phil Otto in the 66 is 2 laps down, sitting back in 26th. And the rest of the guys look like they have called it for a night, so it's going to get interesting to see here.
Yeah, plenty of racing to go. Plenty of racing to go, and I do apologize. I know I had to bring up a screen there. Got that right out of the way as soon as I could. Computer's giving me a little issues tonight, but so far so good. The stream is working, so we're going to just hold on and keep it rolling.
JP in that number 60 machine sitting in 10th place right now. He is right behind the 75 of Patrick Smith, which once those lights on the pace car get ready to go out, they're going to be lining up 2x2. So it looks like JP may be on the outside there. Or actually, no. Yeah, he's sitting in 10th, so he's going to be on the outside.
Yeah, he'll be on the outside.
Which once those
and that's,
lights on the pace car get
wow.
ready to go.
Terrible, terrible issues tonight, guys. I apologize. Junior, you got done talking, you were still talking. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how I do it either, buddy. I just want to give a big shout out to my wife and my girls who may or may not be listening from a campground down in Lake George. I'm a bachelor for a couple of nights, so that's going to be kind of fun for me. I'm going to be able to get out there and maybe do a little bit of practice racing there at Pocono with the boys after this race here in the Winston 75. I'm hoping that my corporate jet is fueled up and ready for me to fly from Alabama up to the Poconos, so we'll see how that goes, but it's going to be a good time.
Well, I had turbos installed, so we can try and make it. We're going to get ready for Pocono coming up just around the corner.
Yeah, we got a few weeks here for Pocono, Chris. Next week we're going to be heading with the K&N guys. We're going to be going to our favorite place. You call it Charlotte, because it's Charlotte, Vermont, but we're heading to North Carolina to Charlotte for 150 laps in the Coca-Cola 150. That's going to be a night race. And then July 31st, that Monday, we're going to be doing the Miller 125 down at Dover. And then the race that we're practicing for, we made a special setup for these cars because the K&N cars do not have an iRacing default. So we had one made up by somebody who does not race in our league, so that way it's fair for everybody. But the Pocono 75 will be showing on August 7th, which is the second to last race of our season. We're going to be ending the K&N season on August 14th as we head to the Miller 100 in Michigan before a short break. I can tell everybody out here and our fans, we will be taking a small break from broadcasting. We are working on our next season, and that's going to be starting September 11th. So that's going to be interesting to see. There's going to definitely be a lot more information coming out. Keep a tabs on our Facebook page for all those, for the drivers and fans, if you want to be in the know. But we got some good racing coming up here in the K&N series.
Yeah, before we take off with the K&N cars next week, I do want to give a shout out to Wednesday night's late model series. Going to be at South Boston for 150 laps. Next week it's going to be at Thompson, then New Smyrna, Stafford, and we're going to end the season at New Hampshire. So after this week, man, only 4 weeks left. It's going by quick this season.
It is definitely going by quick, Chris. And just to remind everybody, Friday nights we are here at Racing for Your Cause TV while we broadcast the TRRL. That's the Thunder Road Racing League. This week, this Friday night, another Super Speedway, Daytona. That's going to be a good time also.
It is, and the pace car is off right now. The 77 car of Andrew Hill looking to take pace on this track, as he has the lead, has led 11 laps. Andrew Hill, Brian Beach on his outside, looking to lead one.
Brian Beach's best friend right now is at number 85 of Peyton Johnson. We'll see what he can do. I know he's probably looking to get on the inside as soon as he can, but these guys are giving him no room, so that outside lane's going to have to kind of figure it out for a little while until we get some space in between these cars and these guys can drop down.
You see the cars shuffling, trying to make position. Got the young guns on the outside. You got Brian Beach, I can't speak to his age, but Chase Swafford, Nelson Hill, Peyton Johnson, trying to make hay on that outside line, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, Peyton Johnson right now has that number 60 machine of Justin Pinnell going to try to help out. These guys are now looking to go possibly 3 wide, but I don't think they're going to do it. They're going to fall in line again to see what they can do. If they were smart, they're going to stay in line. The more cars you get behind you, the faster that lane's going to go. So if these guys on the top can actually start working together, that's going to give a lot of pressure onto Andrew Hill in the 77 and Chase Swafford in that number 38 machine.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but Brian Beach in that 18 car gave a big wiggle in that corner. That's what made him go up to the top lane, able to gather it back up, and Brian Beach was out front for just a second, still is. He doesn't have enough momentum to carry him through. He really needs the rest of that outside line just to help him out on the straightaways. Not so much on the corners, but we have E18 right now. Somehow got on the inside of the 77. Brian Beach looking to lead from the inside. Andrew Hill shuffled over to the outside. Brian Beach led that last lap. And Brian in that 18 car on fire, ready to go. He's got the 38 car, Chase Swafford, right behind him.
Now, it was interesting, Chris, as we're sitting there watching that lead change happen. Patrick Smith in that 75 machine, he was on the outside lane, as it looks like there goes Herman Reynolds in the 91. He is going 3 wide right now with Justin Pinnell on his inside, followed by the 67 and Nelson Hill. We'll see what happens there. But Patrick was able to make room down below. He got in there, and he really caught into everybody. So that bottom line is definitely where they want to go as they're shuffling back and forth right now.
Yeah, there's really only one way to get there. That's to find an opening and get your nose down. Once you do that, you're kind of in line. And then you just kind of have to hope somebody gets a little bit tight, pushes up, and you can sneak in underneath them. Right now, JP on that inside line making waves, and we got a little bobble. 77 touches the wall. Everybody scatters. Nice job, drivers. 77 hit that wall pretty decently and losing a lot of. Oh, we got a big one, and that's the 60 car, and that's Peyton Johnson in the 85, the 60 and the 85, around and around. We're under caution again. That was another big accident. We'll take a look at that one again. You're racing this kind of speed and this tight of pack, it's bound to happen. We're going to see exactly what happened right here. You see it all kind of started with Andrew Hill, who got into the wall at forced 3-4 wide, and boom, the 60 and the 85 collected up into that one. Peyton Johnson goes around and around. That's Whiplash City right there. Tough break for those drivers. Not what they wanted to see, not what they wanted to have happen when you're up front. I know JP is going to be okay. He still has a quick repair, so he should be fine.
He really doesn't have that much damage on that car, Chris, from what I'm seeing. Might have been a little bit of a neck coat issue there. I do see that the rear left is pushed in a little bit, which obviously here you don't want that. You want the car as pristine as you can possibly do it. But I do believe he does still have that fast repair, so he's definitely going to be okay. Mr. Perry, I love my fish and chips tonight. If anybody doesn't know what he's talking about, it's kind of an inside joke. As I said earlier, my wife and daughters are out camping with her family this week, and as a joke to her, I picked up a little bag of Swedish fish. We had some potato chips here, and I got a couple of firecracker beef sticks there, some Polish sausages, and I told her that I was having spicy fish and chips, so it was good though. I made a nice steak dinner, so I was good there, buddy. But that was funny. They were good too, by the way. Just so you know, those fish and chips did work.
Oh, you as a bachelor. Scary stuff. 24 car, Rick Greenaway. Looks like he's coming around in the pace car one more time. I think that might be just enough to make him rejoin the lead pack. And up front right now, 95 car, Connor Parisi being showed as your race leader. The 95 car been working pretty hard. He's finally got himself up there. Right behind him in the 09, John Stevens. Nelson Hill in the 67 being scored third. And Jason Fluffy Garrett being scored fourth right now. Andrew Hill, after touching the wall, back to fifth. Troy Radford. T-Roy Radford in that 94. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Radford, if you are watching. Chris Mefford in the 44 running seventh. Brian Beach back to eighth. Chase Swafford back to ninth. We got Herman in the 91 running in 10th. But it looks like he may be coming down pit road. So the top 10 has shuffled. Some pit stops have happened, so we're going to have some cars with some fresh tires, a full tank of fuel. I know JP went down pit road. I know Pat Smith went down. And who else definitely went down? Yeah, I can't really tell you. I know those two for sure.
Well, iRacing was a little messed up for me, Chris, there. As I was watching JP as he was going down pit road, his car looked okay. But maybe he didn't have a fast repair left. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it looks like his right rear, he definitely had some contact with the wall there. His left rear is pushed in just a little bit. We'll see if he's able to keep race speed with these guys here as he's sitting in 14th position now. That's really too bad because he was having a great race there. But there's still a little bit of time left, so we'll see what happens. As long as he can work in the draft efficiently, find people to work with, he might be able to move up for sure.
Yeah, right now, Billy, he's being shown in the 14th position. And yeah, you're right, Junior. Not only does he have some rear damage, but it looks like that right front fender is caved in just a little bit. And that really might act like a sail on that car. If it's truly pushed in like it looks to be in this picture, that could really slow that 60 car down where you need a straight car. That's the only way you're going to see 200 miles an hour. His only other chance, if it's not that bad, would be to tuck in under somebody, ride just a little bit, maybe like a quarter of a lane down, so that the air doesn't really hit that fender. We'll have to see what happens.
Another person I feel really bad for, Chris, is Peyton Johnson, the 85 ovarian cancer awareness car. Beautiful car. It's unfortunate he's sitting on pit road right now. That car is totally crunched up there. Not sure if he's going to be able to get back out, but we'll see. Right now he's only 2 laps down, so he was definitely having a great race. It's unfortunate to see him sitting on pit road. But it is good to see Connor Parisi back up there in the 95. He is the race leader right now with John Stevens made his way back up in the 09 car. He was able to get that fixed. But, man, looking at that Tony the Taggart car, that's an old throwback to Terry Labonte. I miss the Labonte brothers. They did some good racing, even though they were kind of a nemesis of our driver, Chris. Good old Mr. Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Yeah, but I don't think you're going to find some drivers that had more respect for each other at the same time, so we'll just let it go that he's riding in Labonte's colors and wish him the best of luck. Connor Parisi having a nice run tonight, leading this race now, has led 3. So we've had 12 lead changes here tonight so far. Man, that's awesome.
That is awesome. It's been some great racing, Chris. These guys are definitely showing that they are getting better at driving. There was a lot of crash avoidance, which was fabulous to see. Right now we do have a blinker on the track, the number 18 on Brian Beach, so we'll see how that goes and fixes. But it's also really good to see the boys from GMR. They're starting to get up there into the top 5 and whatnot. Fluffy Garrett sitting there, and then 73 Machine in 4th place. T. Roy Radford in 6th, Chris Mefford in 7th.
Yeah, as we focus in on Brian Beach in that 18 car, I hate to say it, but he's doing the right thing. Pulled down, let the field go by, as he's obviously having some issues right now. Hopefully those will clear up as the field goes green. I know it kind of sounds funny, but it happens where when you're under caution, sometimes you'll blink. And yeah, he's blinking really bad right now. So hopefully that 18 car gets straightened out.
Yeah, it looks like the race officials did give him an EOL, so that way nobody got black flag here as we're getting ready to restart the race, Chris. His ping is going all over the place right now. It's up into the 200s and 300s. When I just looked at it, it's starting to equalize out now as it's dropping down to 175. That's definitely an issue there with the connection. So he did do the right thing. It is unfortunate, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, and I guess we need to make a correction. John Stevens in chat saying, hey man, that's not me. That's my cousin, Dustin Burge. And he's behind the wheel of the 09 machine tonight. So Dustin driving that 09. Welcome Dustin. Way to keep that thing up in 2nd place. Doing a great job for John tonight. John, has got to do you good to see your car up front like that. What are you now, a team owner? Is that what's going on? Nonetheless, as we wait for results from that question, Connor Parisi had a great restart right there.
Got the number 66 machine of Phil Otto. He is getting ready to go down into the pits, Chris. But you are correct, John. It is good to know. And if Uncle Nim Cross is watching, we do have a bunch of people watching. He's been quiet. No, he's not breaking the terms of service. He was just kidding. Dustin Burge is not driving his car under his account. So that's just a little bit of disclaimer in case Uncle Nim's watching. You never know what might happen there.
I don't know if it matters in the league.
No, it doesn't. It's really just official racing. But, man, these guys are doing a good job right there. The 09 of, well, we know who it is now. He's doing a great job right now. It's awesome to see. Hey, it's all good, buddy. We don't mind relief drivers. We do need to know that information, though, because I don't know if you can get him on TeamSpeak if it happens. But right now, he's doing a fine job, so he might have to speak to us, that's all.
Yeah, the 09 getting shuffled back a little bit, but able to maintain, and you see it right now on the outside. The GMR car is really starting to make a run. Jason Garrett in front of Troy Radford and Chris Mefford. The 3 GMR cars out front running solid, trying to find speed. I think they just need maybe one more car up there, and that'll be enough. As it is, Jason Garrett powers by Connor Parisi. Jason Garrett led that last lap, and he's looking to lead more.
You know, Chris, I've been waiting for these cars to get up front all night. You know, give them a little bit of airtime. It's great to see Jason Fluffy Garrett in that 73 machine. He is riding for his grandfather, Staff Sergeant Dan Garrett. That's great to see. Get the 94 of T. Roy Radford. I know we went through all these before, but hey, we can't give these guys enough praise. Michael Blackie, passenger in front of T. Roy Radford in that number 94, and Chris Medford in that 44 machine is riding for Private William Medford, which is his father. That is fabulous to say. If these gentlemen are around still, please, guys, thank them for their service. There's nothing more dear to my heart than the soldiers and our great heroes of this nation. And unfortunately, Rick Greenaway in that number 24 car, he's riding for his cousin, Corporal John Dawson, on that car. You know, he's a little bit ways back. He might be able to make a way up into these. I would love to see these cars running all nose to tail, get all four of them in there. That would be a great thing to see.
All five of them, because right now the 34 car, Tommy Q, Tommy running 9th place in that 34 car. Man, those cars look great.
Oh, they definitely do. Tommy Q Jr. in that number 34, riding for his whole detachment in the Marines. Hoorah, Devil Dog. I'm proud of you, buddy. You know, thank you. Definitely. I've said it to you before on Facebook, but thank you for your service, brother. We appreciate it. You and your brothers and sisters fight for our freedom so that way we are able to sit here and broadcast these great races and race in these races and live in the land of the free. So we really appreciate it.
GMR making a huge statement. All three cars come across the nose of Connor Parisi. Chris Medford actually down below the yellow line, nonetheless able to keep it straight. 1, 2, 3 GMR cars. That's Garrett, Radford, and Medford. I don't care who you're pulling for right now. Guys, this is awesome racing. And you see three teammates just absolutely picking the field apart, decide that they're going to go, and then they go, and there's really nothing anybody can do to stop them right now.
Tommy Q in that 34 is coming up. He's only got a couple cars in between him and his teammates, Chris. He's going to get by Andrew Hill in that 77 machine. He's going to get by Nelson Hill in that 67 who's on the outside. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem unless he moves down, which it looks like he's trying to do, but he just doesn't have the room. And he's also got the 94 of Connor Parisi. So it's going to be great if these GMR guys can get together. They practice a lot week in and week out, so they know how to run together. They know how each other run on this track. So it's going to be really interesting to see. He picked one off. It looks like all he's going to do is just get around Connor Parisi in the number 94, Tony the Tagger, Kellogg's car.
The 77, Andrew Hill, trying to make waves on the outside by himself, looking for somebody to go with him. Andrew Hill doing a fantastic job of side drafting, able to stay right there with the 44 and actually by him. Andrew Hill looking to try and latch on to the 94 of Troy Radford in a side draft. Andrew Hill showing how you can do it by yourself. You just have to have the guts to do it. Look how close he's riding, getting that side draft, able to maintain. Connor Parisi now goes to the outside with him. They're looking to form up, but here we go. The GMR car is just taking advantage of their numbers right now. Look at this. Oh my goodness.
And they're going three wide right now. Andrew Hill goes way up by the wall, Chris. You know, this is kind of unfortunate to see. I don't think they really intentionally meant to do this, but they kind of left Garrett out there in the middle there, really with a little bit of help as Tommy Q moves up. Maybe it was something that they practiced before and they're executing it. It's going to get real interesting to see here. This is the danger zone, though. I mean, this track is wide enough to allow to race three wide, but it is still scary when you're that car in the middle and you got cars on either side of you.
We got a Tomahawk Headshot out there saying hello and hello to you. Welcome to Racing for a Cause TV. We appreciate you coming out here on a Monday night. We're watching the K&N Throwback Series of Racing for a Cause, throwing all the way back to 1997. We're running 75 laps here at Talladega, and it's been pretty awesome so far. No Sprint Cup racing. We try and stay away from the dirt as far as broadcasting. It's pretty darn tough. We don't know it well enough to do it. Maybe sometime in the future. I'm not going to say we don't. I just say we haven't yet. But right now, who needs dirt? You got all the action you want right here, going 200 miles an hour around this corners, 2.5 mile track, Talladega, and you've got all four cars of GMR up front dominating rows 1 and 2. And right now, that's trouble if you're behind them, because that means you have to try and go up to that third lane, and that's no man's land. Oh, that's awesome, bud. Where do you drive? What state? The 4 cars of GMR, your first 2 rows. We've got a lapper. It's happening right now. Connor Parisi. I believe, no, I'm sorry. It's the 66 car, Phil Otto, our Aussie. Ah, jeez. Man, that's no way to be. Very, very sorry to hear that. Hope everything's okay. I hope the diagnosis is good and you'll be back up in what, 6 to 8 weeks maybe, depending on which bones you broke. Laps are really starting to click off. We've got 10 more laps to go here at Talladega. The guys at Racing for a Cause doing a fantastic job. Connor Parisi staying way to the inside. He's looking to take advantage of the split up GMR cars. Right now, your first 2 rows, all GMR. Haven't talked about him in a little while, but JP, Justin Pennell, is currently riding.
I'm showing him a 17th position right now, Chris.
JP in this pack. JP, I'm actually showing him 19th right now. So JP running 19th, unfortunately, but still a lot of time to go, believe it or not. Anything can happen. These guys are running all out. And right now, you need to be on high alert because the smallest little problem is going to cause one big accident. 6-7 weeks, yeah, that's about right for a leg. I'm really sorry to hear that, bud. Get better. Get back out on the track.
Now, I'd like to take this time, Chris, to just give a big shout out to all our viewers right now. We're showing 35 people watching. That is a new Racing for a Cause TV record as far as I can remember. I want to thank you all for coming out here on this Monday night to watch these K&N throwback drivers from Racing for a Cause doing their thing at Talladega. We appreciate all that you do. We appreciate the support. Please give us a thumbs up. If you like the stream, hit that red subscribe button so you know that when we go live. And if there's any issues right now with the stream, please let us know in the comments. We appreciate it. But thank you again for coming out tonight. We really do appreciate it.
3 wide racing right now. Troy Radford being shown as your scoring leader. Daryl Ricketts in the high lane in that 88 did manage to lead a lap, but he's starting to fall back in that top line. They had some wicked momentum on that top line for a minute. We're going to see if they can get it back going into turn 3. Right now, the talk of the track has got to be GMR. GMR, first 4 cars, all GMR cars, and they're doing a fantastic job at it. Ooh, we got some pressure right there. The 77 splits them up, goes into the middle, and takes the lead. The 77, Andrew Hill, with a fantastic move to take over the lead. The little wiggle as he came across the nose of Troy Radford. Troy Radford gave him a little bit of room, able to kind of settle it in, and Andrew Hill takes over the lead in dramatic fashion.
This is definitely some good racing, but we're waiting for the big one, Chris. I mean, it's just like real NASCAR. It's like watching the big boys race. You know it's going to happen.
There it is. There it is, Rick. We got a couple way big ones into the fence. Oh my goodness, that was huge.
What can we do to try to help it if we do get another restart?
That was huge. Jason Garrett, Daryl Ricketts, and a number more just absolutely involved. We're going to see that on instant replay. My goodness. We might have to show this one a couple of times. So we're running 3 wide. And I think it's okay here. I think it's in the next corner that we start seeing some issues. Yeah, they're running 4 wide. 88. Wow. Into the catch fence and doesn't know where to do. iRacing doing a fantastic job bringing you the action. My gosh. Absolutely devastating accident up front. that is going to change this entire race. I almost want to show that again, but I can. I'm in control. We'll bring it to you. Let's see who had a good shot of that one. We'll bring it to you from Dustin German. Not as good as I wanted it to be. One more time. Who is that on the outside? 88, Daryl Ricketts. Let's see him. Daryl Ricketts in the 88, Dustin German in the 28 right behind him. 86 car, Gerald West. And you see it right there, just a little wiggle. And that kind of bunches it up, 4 wide. The 86, the 88, the 73, and it collects a bunch. Oh, wow. The nice thing about this, guys, is that it is sim racing, which means I know everybody's okay. But wow. Unbelievable. A whole host of the GMR cars taken out. Daryl Ricketts, Dustin German, and more. We saw the 55 car, Steve Baker involved, and a bunch others. Just wicked. I hope your accident wasn't as bad as that. Being stuck in a Kench fence. Oh my goodness. Well, lap 71 of 75. It looks like we're probably going to go green flag racing at least for a lap or two to finish this one off. As Rick said, thank you very much for all of you who've come out and spent your Monday night with us here at Racing for a Cause TV. We really do appreciate it, and we wouldn't be able to do it without you. So thank you very much. Please, if you haven't already, that little red subscribe button down there, if you could, go ahead and hit that for me. That'd be awesome. We'll take a peek in on the 60 car. He is okay right now, running 14th as we get ready to go side by side again. We are going to get some more green flag laps out of this one. You see Rick Greenaway, who's been down multiple laps tonight, back on the lead lap, and he is running 13th right now. Connor Parisi 12th. Earl Simpson in the 07 made his way back up to 11th. Jeff Watson 10th. Fat Pat McSwain, Patrick Smith running in the 9th position right now. The 91 car running 8th. Chad Meadows in the 3 car, who has led 20 laps of this race, currently running 7th. Chase Swafford in the 38 running 6th. Tommy Q, Tom Quattlebaum Jr. running 5th. Chris Mefford 4th. Dustin German running in 3rd place. Troy Radford 2nd, and Andrew Hill, your leader right now. And going into the restart. Whoo, boy. Man, oh man. Billy, let us think about that. Because the one thing we're not going to do is take money from you. Tomahawk, really appreciate it, man. That I can't thank you enough. Like I say before, if it wasn't for viewers, Rick and I would just be talking to ourselves, and now, as good of friends as we are in real life, it would get boring. So, thank you very much for coming out and joining us. Hey, check us out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. Mondays and Wednesdays, we run the Racing for a Cause League. Obviously, tonight we're doing the K&N Throwback. That's a throwback to the year 1997, as you can see by some of the throwback paint jobs out there. Wednesday nights are bread and butter. That's our late model series. Friday nights, we actually broadcast the TNRRL. That's the Thunder Road Racing League. We broadcast them every Friday night. Right now in their truck series, a couple of weeks left of that, and then they're switching to cars, and that's going to be awesome. Billy, I hear you, brother, and I appreciate it. You know I do. Rick and I both do.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure we can figure out something, Billy. We appreciate just you coming out here, supporting us here on the streams, man. It's great. But we'll definitely we'll talk. We'll try to figure something out.
The wheelchair outdoors, it's a great thing, man. And Billy, it was great to see your little clip on the news. That was awesome watching you fish, man. I hope you caught something big. Maybe a nice bass, or who knows. I don't know what you have down there, bass, trout. But, man, hope it was great. Hey, I don't blame you. If I had a chance to do anything with Stuart, I would be there in a heartbeat. Seeing Smoke on track would be awesome. I know he's been running some dirt. RC Mania, yeah, it looks like it is. It's going to be a green-white checkered. We're set to bring you the action. We're going to hopefully bring you a green flag finish to this thing. Green until checkers is what we're hoping for. But at the end of the day, it's going to be checkers or records because, man, oh man, these guys have been beating and banging. We've had 7 cautions for 21 laps, which isn't bad. 19 lead changes in 73 laps. Oh, Lord, it's going to be awesome. Pace car lights are off. Pace car is going to be dipping down into the pits. Andrew Hill is going to be in charge of the field, bringing them to the green flag. And I hope he's ready for it because on the outside, you've got the 94 T-Roy Radford, the 44 car of Chris Mefford. Wow. And those are teammates right there. Of course, on the inside third row, you're looking at Tommy Q. But right now, Andrew Hill is in charge. Andrew Hill with an excellent restart. Gets a big restart. And right behind him, Dustin German giving the push in the 28 Havoline car. Plenty of cars out on track. This can still be very exciting. Cars are getting up to speed. They're going to have one more when they cross the start-finish line. Listen to those motors as they come around. Focus in on your leader right now. You've got Andrew Hill in the 77 Folgers. You've got T-Roy Radford, Troy Radford with his 2 teammates behind him, trying to push him to the lead. Troy Radford looking to get another victory here in the K&N Throwback. And we've got one more lap to do it. One more lap to settle it, Rip.
It's going to be a good lap as it is, Chris. I mean, right now, them GMR guys, they are nose to tail on that outside lane. They're trying to do something with the 77. We'll see if the 77, Andrew Hill, and Dustin German, the 28, with his help. We have a wreck in the back, Chris.
Big wreck in the backfield. And I hate to say it, but I believe one of them was JP, Justin Pinnell. I believe one of the cars was JP. Troy Radford dips down low. He's looking to win this one. Chris Mefford in the 44 looking to put pressure on the outside, trying for second. And it's a 3-way. Oh my God, big crash. Who's going to win this race? Who was it? Dustin German. Dustin German's looking to win this race. Would have never seen that one. Holy cow. And it's spread out from there. Woo! Wow. Dustin German in the 28 Havoline car. Chad Meadows in the 3, who had led 20 laps earlier in the race. Oh my goodness. What a race. Rick, that was exciting, bud. You still with me, or did you have a heart attack?
I pretty much had a heart attack there, Chris. Wow, what a race, what a finish.
Unbelievable. Dustin German in the 28. He is going to be your winner tonight. Chase Swafford in the 38. Pat Smith in the 75 coming into home third. Connor Parisi fourth. Jeff Watson fifth. Oh my. Wow. That 28 car, Dustin German with the win. Stay tuned. So we are going to be right back at you with some interviews your top three going to be coming up to talk to us up here in the booth, and I'm sure there's going to be some serious excitement. Wow. Dustin German on 28, burning those tires off, and he deserves every single RPM out of that motor. That 28 car came out of nowhere, taking advantage, winning this race. He led one lap. It was the lap that mattered. Wow. Kendra, thank you very much for coming out. Really appreciate you coming out. Can't thank you enough, really. I know it wasn't the result you were looking for out of JP, but hey, that's why they have next week. Tonight, Dustin German with an absolute awesome victory. Whew. Rick, I am sweating. I'm not even racing.
Yeah, I'm getting everybody locked into a place here for it. I believe double B11 is Dustin German, so I'm going to bring him up. We're going to find out either way. I know that he runs with Rad Motorsports, so I'm hoping that that is the case.
Well, we'll go over the results as you're getting everybody ready. Dustin German, your leader tonight, or your winner tonight. Chase Swafford in the 38, coming home second. Fat Pat, Patrick Smith, he's coming home in third. Connor Parisi fourth. Jeff Watson fifth. That protected member, that's Herman. And Herman's been racing with us for a long time. That's the reason why it says protected member. We're not going to let his number go to anybody. Chad Meadows in the 3 car, after leading quite a few laps here tonight, comes home 7th. Rick Greenaway, after being down a couple of laps or more, comes home 8th. Steve Baker 9th. John Stevens, I know it's not John Stevens, it's actually his cousin, coming home in the top 10, so a good run there. In 11th, you've got the 67 car, Nelson Hill. Andrew Hill in the 77, coming home 12th after that last lap accident. Chris Mefford 13th. Tom Quattlebaum Jr. 14th. T. Roy Radford 15th. Josh Spalding and the 9 car coming home 16th. Brian Beach, Earl Simpson, Justin Pinnell coming home 19th tonight for Team JP in the 60. 19th, Gerald West. Gerald West, another one who led some laps tonight, coming home in the 20th position. Andy Lambert, 21st. Daryl Ricketts, Phil Otto, R. Aussie, coming home 23rd. Jason Garrett, 24th. Peyton Johnson, heartbreaker in that 85 car, coming home 25th. Nicky Z in the 93, coming home 26th. Steve Dickerson, Colton King, Dylan Blankenship, Stacy Bedard. And rounding out the field, Devin Canyon. Dick Greenaway never actually took green flag, so we won't count him, but he was out there for practice, so Dick Greenaway will throw him in there. What the heck? 32 cars here tonight. Man, what a race.
What a race, what a showing, Chris. These guys did a good job. I have everybody up there in the staging room ready for you to bring them down.
Well, let's start off with the third place car, the number 75, one Fat Pat McSwain. Patrick Smith. Pat Smith, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I sure do.
Hey, man, kind of a lot. That was exciting, number one. I'm still trying to catch my breath. Your hands are probably sweaty. Tell me about that last couple of laps.
The restart with about 20 to go or so, we decided we were going to hang back just a little bit because we figured there'd be a caution. So it looked like there wasn't going to be one, so a bunch of us packed up and got up there running, and there ended up being one. And I knew that there was just going to be a couple of laps left to go. And, I told Jeff and JP and the rest of my team, said, guys, just batten down the hatches, do what you got to do. You don't know what's going to happen. But I tell you what, Jeff, newest member to Mean Streak Motorsports, he pushed me all the way to third. He stuck right with me. This finish is because of him. I got to say that first and foremost.
Well, you definitely did a good job, buddy. You had a really good finish. I know it's something that you've been looking forward to for a long time now, so congratulations on that. Talladega is tough, but you just did what you had to do, and, congratulations on third place. It's good to see you up here. Is there anybody out there you want to thank, bud?
Absolutely. Got Carlisle Van Lines on the car. Thank them for sponsoring me. Got to thank my team, Mean Streak Motorsports. Got to thank everybody out here for helping us put on this show, all the fans watching. They're the reason that we do this, just because we love racing also. Thank you guys for broadcasting it. Yep. So I love this league. I love everything about it. I love what we do. And when you don't get the good finishes that you feel like you deserve sometimes, it makes it that much sweeter when you finally get them.
And sweet it was, a top 3 finish for Patrick Smith. Pat Smith in the 75 car coming home third tonight. And coming home second place in the number 38 car, Chase Swafford. Chase, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you.
Hey, bud. You took that 38 car and you supplanted it right in the second place. Your top speed tonight, 201.89. It was a good run. How did the car feel? And how did you get yourself up to second?
Well, the car ran good all night. I just had to stay behind everybody, take my time, not push anything, and just avoid every wreck that came my way.
Well, that's definitely what you got to do here on these super speedways. I mean, you're an accomplished racer yourself. I know you do like to do a lot of dirt racing, so I want to say congratulations here on the asphalt tonight on a super speedway. Some people say it's easy, some people say it's not, but you did a heck of a job, buddy. Congratulations on second place. Anybody out there you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank the admins first and foremost for putting together this great league, and you guys especially for running the stream. Watch it all night, every race. It's really good. See that? It's about it.
All right, Chase. Hey, excellent job coming home second in that 38 machine. Chase Swafford finishes second tonight. Only one more to go, and that is your winner coming home in home stretch number 1 place, Dustin German in that 28 Havoline car. Dustin, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Oh yeah, guys, how you doing tonight?
Dustin, I'm doing pretty well, bud, but I have a feeling I'm not doing quite as well as you are. Congratulations on the win.
Oh man, what a win for Rad Racing and this Avalon team, man. I couldn't believe it. Kind of got, I don't know, I guess a little lucky there, but I stayed in the back most of the race, and man, what a turn of events there at the end.
Listen, you were definitely in the right place at the right time. You are now, I want to say congratulations, number 1 on your win tonight, but you are now a 2-time winner in this series. You did win the Prime Star 100 down in Atlanta, so these super speedways are doing you good, buddy. So congratulations. As always, is there anybody out there you want to thank?
Oh yeah, all the Rad Racing, Daryl Ricketts, Steve Baker, Joshua Spalding, Double B, Brian Beach, Gerald West, man, all my teammates. I mean, we really worked together tonight. It was a team effort like I hadn't seen this year, and man, it really paid off at the end. We kind of got in the high side going, a few laps to go, and it didn't work out. Somebody got in the wall, and I was just in the right place at the right time there, man. Thanks.
And sometimes that's all it takes. Dustin German coming home first place tonight in that 28 Havoline car. Congratulations again, Dustin. Rick, that was an awesome race, bud.
Oh, it was more than awesome, Chris. It was a fantastic race. These drivers did a great job tonight. The fans were super active in chat. Everything about this race was just perfect, Chris.
Yeah, it really was. I want to thank you, Rick, for coming up and joining me in the booth tonight. I know you were itching to be on the track, but I think you can agree with me. It was pretty fun to watch it, too. And I want to thank all the fans out there watching. Great fan base that we're starting to grow, and I can't wait to continue to grow that fan base. And lastly, but not least, I want to thank all of our drivers here at Racing for a Cause. You guys just are awesome. Rick, any final thoughts going into the night?
Well, one thing I do want to let you know, Chris, Pops was watching tonight. He said that it was a great race, and he wanted to congratulate everybody that raced. It was a good race for him to watch. So thanks for watching, Dad. We appreciate the support. Other than that, man, I am looking forward to Wednesday night. South Boston's going to be fun. We have the TRL at my other favorite track, Daytona. This week is just perfect. Then we're heading to Charlotte, so it's good. I really do. I want to say thank you to all the fans that came out, all the guys that support us, Laura, Billy. There were so many to name. Mr. Perry was out there. So many people. So thank you for all that you do, and we appreciate it. And we'll see you the next time.
All right, and just like that, we wrap up another night. Hey, from all of us here at Racing for a Cause and Racing for a Cause TV, good night, everybody.